गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः सीताय पतये नमः. When we are in Adhyatma Ramayana, Canto 8, Ayodhyakand, Canto 9, Ayodhyakand, and here the story is about Bharat coming back from the maternal place, coming and finding out about the demise of his father, then the mother telling why, Kekai telling why she did all this, and and then saying that everyone has to die one day, so your father died. But Bharatji doesn't buy that, and he scolds his mother and says that it was better if I was not born through your womb, and then goes to Kausalya, who is Sri Ram's mother, and tells her, who loves him very much, and tells her that I was not an accomplice in this whole episode, so don't hope you are not blaming me. She says, no, I know you can never do something like this. And then next day, after that, the father's body is cremated, and then after one day, 11, 12 days I think, then the 12th day, in this it was 12th day, then the sage Vasishtha and other ministers came, and they said that it, according to the dictates of your father and the wishes of your mother, the boon that she asked, according to that, now there is nobody else who can become the king, and the kingdom cannot remain without a king, so now you get anointed. And at that time, in response to this request by all the elders, Bharatji said, no, how can I ever become the king of Ayodhya when Sri Ram is still there in his absence? If he had gone away, his life was over, then it's a different story. But it is not that. He is just in the forest. He is, as long as he is there, he is the king. I am only a servant. Seeing this bhava of Bharatji, all the ministers and sages, they become very, very thrilled. And Bharatji doesn't stop there. He says, no, and tomorrow morning at when the dawn breaks, we will leave for the forest to request Sri Ramji to come back and take the throne. And that's how they have gone, and on the way they have met Guha, and who also tests Bharatji, then realizes that he is genuine, and that doubt only came because he has come with the whole army. And then again he goes to Bharadwaj ashram across the Gangaji near on way to Chitrakoot. There also Bharadwaji also tests him, even though he is a seer of past, present and future who knows everything. But we know the river is flowing every day. When it will flood, we don't know. Isn't it? We see the clouds every day. It's going to rain now. In 90s in Melbourne, every day we used to see clouds, but no rain. So how has the person changed, or is he still the same? So he tested just to hear it from Bharatji's mouth, so that it can get recorded in history. So Bharatji says, I am here for this purpose, and he feeds the entire army and the the rishis and the Bharat and Shatrughna and the three mothers and all the ministers. And from there on, they move towards Chitrakoot. He tells them where to go, and then a little bit away from Chitrakoot, he makes everyone stop, and only he and Shatrughna go first to announce their presence to Sri Ram. And when he goes there, we saw last week how seeing the footprints of Ramchandraji and Sitaji, Bharatji becomes bhav vibhor, he becomes ecstatic, starts rolling on the ground. Oh, my brother is walking barefoot here. And one thing is barefoot, the other thing is seeing, because in our culture, we keep at home the padukas. Padukas are feet, or the sandals, wooden sandals on which the guru stands or the god stands. So what are the ideals of that person are represented by the footwear. So that's why or some places we don't even have footwear, we have the emblem of the feet, the 5 toes and the whole feet as a footprint. And those footprints we pray to, that they represent the Guru principle. And this way, when he sees the footprints of Ramchandraji, he feels ecstatic that at last, after such a long time, after all that he has gone through, emotional turmoil, from mother's side and the father's cremation, and then people looking at him suspiciously whether he is going to kill Ram because he is going with the whole army, or people can think whatever they want to. And seeing that, and Bharat, he didn't, from beginning his heart was very clear. He's a devotee of Sri Ram, but he has to show it. Words don't matter, don't carry weight if it is not followed by action. And that's what Bharatji is doing by showing the whole people, taking them all along, so that democracy. What is that? Let's all go. If I go, he may say no to me, but when he sees you all, he might just succumb to the request and come back. So when he goes there just to put then he embraces Sri Ram, Ramchandraji lifts him up, embraces him, and then Bharatji, he asks about father, and then Bharatji tells the whole episode in short, and then says bad words about his mother, and how the father was weak and this and that. And now we have come to a point when he has heard Bharatji's spiel, Bharatji said, even if the father, under the influence of lust and infatuation of a woman, ignorantly and most foolishly, due to the influence of illusion or fickle and wayward mind, and being arrogant and haughty, has said so, what he has said? He has said that I will become the king and you have to go to the forest. This is the 2 boons that he has given. It should still not be treated as truthful, justified, or that promise is not to be not to be broken, even as wise people do not respect or pay attention to the words of ignorant people. Iskan se suno, iskan se nikal do. So Bharatji, to make his point, he has called his father ignorant and lusty for a woman, because he was in his old age. He had lived tens of thousands of years, and Kaikeyi was very young. Eldest was Kaushalya, second eldest was Sumitra, and the youngest was Kaikeyi. And she was not just a housewife, or she is a warrior, she is intelligent, she is beautiful, she is a charioteer, she is well versed in all the astra and shastra, the weapons of destruction. So she is very, very smart, and that also became a point of attraction. And she genuinely loved him and took care of him. And this way, when he started justifying the actions of his father, the words of his father as just to be passed away and not to be taken seriously because he was under the influence of a woman, lusty for a woman. To that, now Ramchandraji is replying, न श्रीजितः पिता ब्रूयात् न कामी नैव मूढधीः पूर्वं प्रतिश्रुतं तस्य सत्यवादी ददौ भयात् असल्याद् भीतिरधिका असत्याभीतिरधिका महतां नरकादपि करोमीत्यहमप्येतत् सत्यं तस्यै Pratishrutam. Sri Ram said in response to that, the father has not said this under any influence of any woman. He is very clear. Ramchandraji's dedication and faith in that institution called father, whose son he is. Others, Lakshmana could badmouth him, Bharat can badmouth him, but Ramchandraji's ideal is such. आप थोड़ा इधर हो जाओ. रामचंद्र जी सोना है हाँ जा. So Ramchandra ji's ideal is that see positive in everything. हमारा भी attitude ऐसे ही होना चाहिए. See, don't look at what do Saint Sages say. Listen to our words. Don't follow our actions. You understand? But what does a common man do? He looks at the actions and doesn't look at the intention behind. This is the biggest mistake we make. And then we go through the turmoil that he did this, he did that, he said all that. But what is the intention behind? Sometimes master make you, scold you, make you go through difficult time. The intention is not to trouble you, its intention is to purify you, so that you drop your ego. But if you look at their words, how rude he is to this student. He's got some, he purposely picks on this fellow. Others can say. So Ramchandraji, what is he doing here? He is following the words of his father, but not the actions. So here he says, the father has not said this under the influence of any woman. Na stri jita pita bruyat. Bruyat has said, na kami naiva mudadihi. Nor the father is a lusty person, nor is he ignorant. This is his faith in his father. Purvam pratishrutam tasya satyavadi dadau bhayat. He says, that truthful and righteous one had given these two orders to uphold the earlier promises. And the tradition in their family has been that a promise once given has to be fulfilled, even if we give up our life. And our father, prana jai par vachana na jai, raghukul reet sada chali ai, prana jai par vachana na jai. So Raghukul is the lineage that they belong to. And what is their saying? That prana jai, kya hai? Prana jai par vachana na jai. That we can give up our life, but we'll never give up our promise. If we are given a word, we will follow it through. So father had given the word to Kaikeyi once upon a time, and if she has encashed it at this moment, there is no fault of hers. Which mother will not like her son to become the father, be the king? And she has asked, and it's okay. You may judge her that it is right or it is wrong. But from her point of view, she thought this was the appropriate moment. And here we are not to justify Kaikeyi. Here Ramchandraji is talking about father. That father has lived to that commitment. That I will give up life, but not the word that I have given. So he gave his word to the mother that yes, I will make Bharat the king, and the rest was unsaid, but it was understood. Ramchandraji said, I will follow it even if he is not able to say it, because I am his son. Everything doesn't need to be said. You look at a a child, he's crying, and mother has to come to know whether he's crying because he wants to do susu, or he wants food, or he wants water. Mother comes to know from the type of crying, isn't it? So Ramchandraji understood from the demeanor of his father that what conundrum he was in, that he could not utter the words, go, I send you to Vanvas, go, I send you to the forest for 14 years. He understood. But the rule is Pran Jai Par Vachan Naya. He says, I understand you cannot say, but I will accept it. I have got no qualms about it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to argue because you did not say I will not go. No, I will go because you have given the word and you are my father. See, this type of high ideals they used to have. That truthful and righteous one had given these two orders to uphold the earlier promises that he had made to Kaikeyi, our mother. असत्याद भीति ही अधिका महता नरकादपि. Great people are afraid of more, they are more afraid of telling untruth than going to hell. Great people, highly evolved people are more afraid of unrighteousness, are more afraid of untruthfulness than going to hell. Dekho. You see that in Harishchandra's story, life story, isn't it? He was ready to do. He took the dome's job, he took. Wear a king and wear a dome. But that was required and he had no other choice. He had to sell his wife. He had to sell his children. Is that right? No. It's not right. But under the circumstance, there was no other, because that time wife, children were important, or paying the debt was more important. Paying the debt to the rishi, that was more important. By saving wife and children, he could not pay the debt. So great people are more afraid of telling a lie than going to hell. Even I have truthfully made an oath to him, saying, I shall do it as you wish. Karomi iti aham api tat satyam tasyai pratishrutam. So I had promised him, I had told him that I will follow whatever you have, whatever Mama has asked. If you are not able to say it, I will do it still. Katham vakyamaham kuryam asatyam raghavo hi san ityudirtamakarnya ramasya bharato bravit tathaiva chiravasano vane vatsyami suvrata chaturdasha samastvam tu rajyam kuru yatha sukham. Tell me, being born in the clan of Raghu, how can I turn against my own words? So if my father has lived up to his words, our all ancestors have lived up to their words, were ready to give up their life for the word promises they have made, how can I, who belongs to the same, because of your request, I can't break that promise. I have to continue. If father, see, when you argue, you can, who is the son? He will say, he's not said here, but who is the son? He's the extension of his father and mother, isn't it? So if you are and that's why you see in Afghanistan and all, for generations they keep fighting and killing each other. Why? 70 years ago, that village attacked our village, and in that this particular family killed our family. Somehow someone escaped and they continued, and now I have got the chance and I'll go and kill all of them. Continue, they still continue. Tribal. So why is that? They are not able to drop the past. So there it is out of revenge. Here Ramchandraji is saying, because I am to make sure Ramji is a realized master. Sita ji is a realized master. They are enjoying their time in the forest, frankly. They are enjoying the satsangs, they are enjoying the fresh air, they are enjoying a different type of responsibility, which is to protect the saints and sages and be in satsang with them. It's as a king, you will never come to experience that. As a king, you will be lost in administration, everyday training, armed forces have to be kept prepared all the time, some projects going on in the kingdom all the time. This person, court has to be held every day to sort out the issues of the people. Here there is nothing, only satsang and satsang and satsang and satsang. Who will not? Why do we like going to ashram? Because nothing to be done, isn't it? Think. So Ramchandraji is very happy. He doesn't want to go back to being the king. At least not for the 14 years. So he says that, how can I turn against my own words if I had promised my mother Kaikeyi and father that I will go. I said myself, I will go. I will uphold the vow that father has taken, which is to give you 2 boons. I will carry them out. The second one I will carry out. First one you deal with it. Father has already said. Father didn't say the second one, that you go to the forest. Remember again. So, hearing these words of Sri Ram, Bharat replied, O upholder of truthfulness, righteousness and promises, according to the words of the father, I shall live in the forest for 14 years, attired in clothes made from bark of trees, while you should comfortably enjoy the kingdom. Now here we see the dedication and surrender of Mahatma Bharat. He says, Oh Sri Ram, you go and be the king, and if you don't consider me as separate from yourself, we are one, then I will live the life of a mendicant, I will live a life of a sannyasi in the jatadhari and the bark clothes, live in a kutia, eat only tuber and fruits. I will go do that, and you go and handle the kingdom. I am ready to, the bhav is same. He also enjoys the forest. Bharat also is a Mahatma Bharat. He also enjoys the forest. Both want to, one is pushing this kingdom onto Ram, Ramchandra is putting the kingdom onto Bharat. I shall live in the forest for 14 years, Bharatji is saying. Here the note is given. Bharat was correct when he said, according to the words of the father, Dashrath had given the boons to Kaikeyi a long time back when he had no sons. At that time, he did not imagine how these 2 boons were to prove to be his undoing. When Kaikeyi exploited these 2 boons, asking for Bharat's anointment, and as the king and Sri Ram's exile, Dashrath was aghast, stumped and dumbfounded. He did not know what to say. He had never told Sri Ram directly, expressly, in explicit terms to go to the forest, nor had he lived long enough to ask Bharat to ascend the throne. So both he has not done, but both are taken for granted that we will live up to his words. In fact, he had expressly ordered Sri Ram to tie him up and take the kingdom forcefully. Remember? And when he had said that, afterwards Lakshmana said, you tell me, I will put him in behind the bars now. And ordered Sri Ram to tie him up and take the kingdom forcefully. So Bharat was correct when he said that Dashrath had never intended to send Sri Ram to the forest and enthrone Bharat in his stead. Dashrath was so shell-shocked at Kaikeyi's ruthless demands that he was in a state of numbed indecisiveness. This fact is very clear even to a casual reader, so the sons should carry out the real intentions and wishes of their father rather than what was forced upon him to agree against his wishes. Sri Ram's exile was made under duress, not under a free will. Hence, it was for all practical purposes null and void as it were. But at the same time, remember, if mother has asked, if he has promised two boons to his mother Kekai, and Kekai has asked, like Ganeshji, what is his universe? Mom and dad. He went around mom and dad. Similarly, Ramchandraji is also similar. Mother is no less than father. He keeps them in the same stead. So if mother has asked for some boon, even if father has not got the courage to give those boons, the son says, I will carry them out, no problem. And that's what he says, mother, why you had to give and trouble father? You could have come directly to me. Didn't he say that? See? So, in this manner, here, Bharatji, we can look at it that Dashrathji had no intention of doing carrying out both the boons, because neither he said to Bharat, you become the king, or neither he was able to say, Ramchandraji, you go to the forest. So by his own mouth, he could not say that. And yet, the boons were carried out. At least one part of the boon was carried out. It is because of these two great sons. And see how they are going to carry it out. One has already carried out by going to the forest. And now you are seeing the greatness of Bharat, who in his love for Sri Ram is ready to go and live for 14 years in the forest and is asking Ramchandra to come and take care of the kingdom. Bharat, like Sri Ram, I don't know if it will come here, like a Sri Ram who is very withdrawn. Bharatji was also withdrawn. Lakshman and Shatrughna are very dynamic. They are ready to fight. But Ram and Bharat, they are both withdrawn. Bharat represents the pradnya. What is the consciousness in deep sleep called? Pradnya. What is the consciousness at totality called? Ishvara. So Ramchandraji is the Ishvara and Bharatji is the Pradnya. Consciousness in waking state is called Vishwa. And consciousness at the totality level, unattached to the world, yet allowing the world to express, it is called Virat or Vaishwanara. The consciousness in dream is called as Taijasa at individual level. And that same consciousness at the total level in dream, total dream, is called as Hiranyagarbha or Brahmaji. So understand, now this is the comparison we are taking here. So Prajna, Ishvara. And that's why Bharatji is also very withdrawn from everything. That's why he's called Mahatma Bharat. He's not an ordinary person. You don't say Mahatma Lakshman or Mahatma Shatrughna. They are warriors. Known for their tapasya, known for their commitment to the cause. And they will do whatever is required for their brothers. But Ram and Bharat, they are poise. Pitra dattam tavai vai tad rajyam mahiyam vanam dadau vyatyayam yadyaham kuryam asatyam purvavat sthitam. Sri Ram said, Father has given you the kingdom while the forest to me. If I now do the opposite, it will be tantamount to being untruthful to my words. So, see, this is where we very easily give up our commitment. What is the commitment? I will eat no sugar in my coffee. स्वामी जी कॉफ़ी चाहिए? हाँ. शुगर आधा चम्मच डाल दो. फिर चम्मच ले लिया. कॉफ़ी पीना है तो अच्छा पीना चाहिए, आधा और डालो। ये हमारा कमिटमेंट है। और इनका देखो, we must, these are our ideals. He says, I gave the promise of I going to the forest. How can I ask you to go to the forest? That will be going against the words. And this is what we do. We keep sabotaging our convictions. We keep going against our own convictions. Whatever commitments we have made in our life. That's why sometimes kids also put us to challenge us. You said that you are going to do this and you don't do it. Whatever, always you do this. Because you have committed something to the kids and then you don't carry it out. For whatever reasons. First thing is don't commit then. और उस समय शांति के लिए तुम कमिट कर देते हो, वो बड़े स्मार्ट हैं. They remember the commitment. See? Sri Ram justifies his coming to the forest and interpretations of the vow of Dashrath in Ayodhyakand. So, Ramchandra ji is steadfast on his commitment given to Mother Kekai as well as to Dashrath. Whether you say it or you don't say it, if Mother has asked, I am going to do this, if I am supposed to go to I will go. And now he is telling Bharat, you cannot take my place because I gave my word. Is there any value to my word or not? अपने ये वैल्यू कहाँ से आती है वर्ड्स की? It comes from complete commitment. When we are committed to the truth, like Ramchandra ji is, then he will be committed. He will not have unwanted thoughts in his mind. And if any thought has found expression as words, then it is that same commitment to the truth gets translated to the words also and action also. ये देखो, the inner integrity, that is expressing as commitment to the word. Our inner disintegrity is expressing as loose words, and as a result, आज बोला, मैंने बोला था, मैंने कभी नहीं बोला. है ना? So no commitment also, फटाफट पतली गली से निकल जाते हैं. अहमप्यागमिष्यामि सेवे त्वां लक्ष्मणो यथा नो चेत् प्रायोपवेशेन त्यजाम्येतत् कलेवरम् इत्येवं निश्चयं कृत्वा दर्भानास्तीर्य चातपे मनसापि विनिश्चित्य प्राङ्मुखोपविवेश सः भरतस्यापि निर्बन्धं दृष्ट्वा रामोऽति विस्मितः नेत्रान्तः संज्ञां गुरवे चकार रघुनन्दनः. Bharat replied, I shall too come to the forest and serve you like Lakshman does. Otherwise, I shall leave food and water and observe severe fasting and die. This is going to the extreme. The love for the elder brother is making him do extreme, because he cannot live thinking that his ideal has to go through the hardships and he has to enjoy the kingdom. See? So what does he say? I will go, Anna Hazare. अन्ना हजारे स्टाइल. धरना लगा दिया, फास्टिंग, गांधी स्टाइल. नॉन वायलेंट क्या, हाँ, प्रोटेस्ट, नॉन वायलेंट प्रोटेस्ट. नॉन वायलेंट प्रोटेस्ट. आई शैल लीव फूड एंड वाटर इफ यू डोंट कम बैक. अल्टीमेटम कि अभी तो हिल जा, मे बी योर हार्ट मेल्ट्स नाउ. हाँ. Having expressed his firm determination and deciding to implement it, he spread some grass on the floor and sat down on it facing east in a meditative posture. What love makes people do, you know. Makes you make pakodas. Makes you serve your parents. That's out of love. It's not anything else. Makes you take care of your children till they get grown up. Commit your 20, 25 years for their nourishment. It's only love. It cannot be anything else. What is making you come for last how many, 15, 16 years to these Saturday classes? It can only be love for the Adhyatma, for the Srimad Bhagavat, now for Ramayana. That is what is coming, bringing. And it is not only that, it is the stories, but also it is also the inner meaning. And what is that inner meaning? All these stories are reminding me who I actually am. That in and through me, the Lord alone is functioning. And that commitment to that Lord is bringing you again and again, like clockwork, to be exposed to these stories, to this satsang, or whichever else satsang, continuously. It cannot be, it is love. It cannot be, नहीं चलता है चलो स्वामी जी को खुश करके आते हैं, इसके लिए नहीं आते तुम लोग. I don't know if you come for food, Vidya's food, that is a separate matter. But I hope that it is the overriding reason is the satsang and commitment to the Lord. So, having expressed his firm determination, he sat put the grass, kusha grass, and put a cloth and sat in meditation facing east. Seeing such strong determination and firm resolve of Bharat, because Bharat भी कम नहीं है, ये याद रखना, he is a Mahatma Bharat. So seeing this firm resolve, commitment of our Bharatji, Sri Ram was dumbfounded and perplexed. Ramaha ati vismitaha. Vismitaha, he was awestruck. He didn't know what to say and what not to say. Bharatasyapi nirbandham drishtva Ramo ati vismita. Ati is very. Vismita is what do you call? Dumbfounded, awestruck. Then netranta sanyam gurave chakara raghunandanaha. Sri Ram was dumbfounded and perplexed. He signaled the Guru sage Vashishta with his sideways glance to intervene and save the situation from getting worse. When the question is about two brothers' love and the younger one is saying, what can Ram say? इस हट के सामने क्या करेंगे? हट को क्या बोलते हैं? जिद्दीपना को क्या बोलते हैं? हाँ? Obstinate. Stubbornness. Obstinacy, stubbornness. From a good point of view, because it is coming out of his love for Sri Ram. Then you can only see the picture in front of your eyes. Ramchandraji just from the corner of his eyes looks at the sage Vashishta. No words are spoken. See, this is the connection between teacher and student. Many times it has happened to me also. Swami just in a crowd is there, ऐसे देखते हैं और देखते हैं तो मेरे को पता चलता है कि क्या करना है उस सिचुएशन में. Without any word spoken. Sometimes he just looks. इतना कर दिया, पता है पानी नहीं है. No word spoken. His talk will continue as it is. Or if earlier days when some children are crying or something and I'll go and say, take them outside, this, that, and before I say, because it's his environment, I am only a servant there. He is the master of the ceremony there. So before I do anything, I'll always look at him. And if he say, utna sa ek jhatka de denge bas, halka sa. But you have to be alert to catch it. That means leave it. And I leave. फिर बाद में बताते हैं मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता बच्चा रो रहा है या नहीं रो रहा है. If children are going around, let them go around. It doesn't matter to me. But you have to be alert. And that alertness does not come by just physically being alert. Oh, I'm alert. No, it comes from love. Where you love, there is alertness. Mother loves the child, so she's alert to every need of that child, isn't it? Not because it is her duty. है ना? What is duty, you know? One girl, I went to her house. Her parents were there. And she had a, what do you call that? Surrogate baby. So she never gave birth to the baby. So she doesn't know what motherhood is. So the child, someone else reared the child was born, and then they brought her from India, they brought her here because she could not conceive for whatever reason. The natural instincts of a mother are not there because she never gave birth to it. Even though it is her egg, everything, but that feeling is not there. So what is that? No, the nurse has said only 100 ml water every hour. And that child is crying away. Grandmother is saying, give him to me, I will take care of her. I know what is the problem. Abhi pata chal jayega. No, you don't know. This is all, your old systems don't work, this, that, blah, blah. हमारे सामने ही बता दिया सब कुछ, इतना मम्मी को lecture दे दिया. And when 15 minutes, 20 minutes, how old the child is? 6 months, 7 months old. And the child is screaming away. बाहर लेके गया, dad लेके गया, still not crying, stopping. In the end, the grandmother could not, grandmother means her mother, the girl's mother. She could not stand it. Well, headache, no? He says, I don't care, you don't come to this house, I am taking this kid now. And she just pulled the kid away from her. And from her glass took one spoon and put that one spoon of water into the child's mouth. Immediately the child stopped crying. The child was thirsty. So what is the difference between here? One was doing what her duty is, the other was more in tune with the kid because of the love that was the foundation. You see? So गुरु शिष्य में ड्यूटी तो हो ही जाएगी, पर प्यार ज़्यादा, love, unconditional love. And that unconditional love towards the teacher can come only if you are in love with and committed to the truth that you want, liberation. And with this idea that the Atma is one without a second. So that means the Atma is in the Guru also, Atma is in the Lord also, Atma is in me also, and Atma is in everyone. When you are committed to that Atma, then the vision of oneness. Then just like a mother sees the child only an extension of her, and she loves herself the most. So every extension she will also love, every child she will love, in different degrees, but yes. So that creator who has created the whole creation out of himself, if he is of the nature of love, will he not love his creation? He will love his creation. See? तो इस तरीके से समझो. So Sri Ram was perplexed as to what to do. And so he looked at sage Vashishta from the corner of his eye, and sage Vashishta, please, that one look is enough. The bhav in the look, the way you look, you must have also done sometimes in certain circumstances. When we were young, we will, if we see something on the table, cut, kha liye biscuit ek ke baad ek. All mom had to do. She'll stop and she'll just look. And the moment she looked, we know, oh, biscuit उठाया वहीं पे वापस चले जाते थे. Maximum 1 or 2 you are allowed, not more than that. But कभी-कभी tasty होते थे. I am giving you all these examples. Sometimes many houses I have seen. Many houses. Some houses, the parents, father, mother, they punish the child to discipline them. In some houses, the father or mother give them silent treatment and the child behaves. From beginning, they have never punished the child physically. They just sit quietly. No response. They will not say anything. They will not respond to anything. They will just, it's like Bharatji saying, I will sit in meditation. I will not eat and drink. So they will also sit. And the moment father becomes quiet or mother becomes quiet, the children know something we have done is wrong. And that is enough for them to introspect and correct it by themselves without parents saying anything. That's a higher level, no, than the physical punishment. So like that, Ramchandra ji is thinking, how do I get out of this situation? So he tells sage Vasishta to intervene. Ekante bharatam praha vasishto jnaninam varaha vatsa guhyam shunushvedam mama vakyat sunishchitam ramo narayana saksha brahmana yachitah puraha ravanasya vadharthaya yato dasharathatmajaha. Now the secret will be revealed. See, another thing that thought came to me was, so many times, like in our house also, if they had to tell something to the kids, they'll say, Swamiji said so. Earlier days, nowadays they say, Mummy, Swamiji told me. You listen. अभी उल्टी गिनती हो रही है. So in some houses, Praveen's house or other many houses like this, I am very particular. Everything I will go and check. थोड़ा discipline चाहिए तो मजा ही में कि room has to be cleaned, things are in place, clothes. So if they know that I am coming here, they used to clean up the room. Both this Saket and Bhageshri, they used to clean up the room and spick and span. Discipline आ जाता है एकदम से. क्यों? Swamiji is coming. Am I going to eat them up if they don't do it? No. But it became, for many years, I think still it is, that this house is mine, it's not theirs. And they used to ask, but this is, you are paying the bills. Yeah, we are paying the bill, but it's Swamiji's house. So, nothing is to be broken. Everything has to be taken care of because it is Swamiji's house. तो तब बेवकूफ़ बना दिया. तो अभी तक बना हुआ है और वो बात ऐसी होती है कि इट इज़ स्वामीजी's हाउस. अभी जैसे प्रशिला के घर जाते हैं तो देयर आर 2 रूम्स. वन इज़ बड़े स्वामीजी रूम, वन इज़ छोटे स्वामीजी रूम. So when their kids come or her daughters come, you go to you take बड़े स्वामीजी's room, you take छोटे स्वामीजी's room. तो उनके रूम्स के भी नाम हो गए कि बड़े स्वामीजी का रूम और छोटे स्वामीजी का रूम. See? So then sage Vasishta, who was best among the wise ones, took Bharat aside to a lonely place and said, one more very important lesson here. What is that? Whenever you have to give advice to someone, never give it in front of people. Always take someone, if you have to scold, if you have to give advice, or you have to correct someone, or you have to reprimand someone, always take them away. They have a self-respect, they have a dignity. In front of people, don't abuse that. So take them away, and whatever has to be said has to be said in a proper manner. Oh son, what I am going to say now is the secret. Now sage Vasishta, who is also a Trikaladarshi, who is the seer of the entire time, he knows past, present, future, of everything and everyone, just like sage Bharadwaj. And many sages like that. Atri Muni, Bharadwaj Muni, Gautam Muni, what I am going to say now is a secret, most truthful and a serious fact. Now, does Sri Ramchandra ji know that? He has been told already that you have to go and protect the saints and sages, the sannyasis, from Ravana. Already it has been told to him. So, now, rather than Ramchandra ji telling Bharat, he wants some senior fellow, their Guru Maharaj. If it is coming from the Guru, there cannot be any doubt in the mind of the student. अभी जैसे Manoj and Nidhi, they have a baby. When Swami ji came last time, स्वामी जी ने कहा कि ये तो अपना मनोज तो राम भक्त है, हनुमान भक्त है. तो निधि भी करती थी, स्वामी जी आई चैंट हनुमान चालीसा, समटाइम्स आई एम एबल टू डू इट, समटाइम्स आई एम नॉट, morning, evening, this, that. Swami ji said, don't worry about diya viya. When you take shower, that time you chant. That's what I do. That when I take shower, in that shower I complete my Hanuman Chalisa. And for the entire year while she was pregnant, for 9 months, she chanted Hanuman Chalisa every time she is taking shower. Why? Because it came from a master, from the Guru Maharaj. See? So, क्योंकि they have faith in him, they look up to him, they have given that status of Guru in their life to him. So when he says, even if it is casually, you take it very sincerely. See? Same way, all the brothers have studied under sage Vashishta. Remember, Bharat, when Ramchandra ji was in his room after the tour of Ayodhya, he was nonplussed. What is the purpose of life? I don't know. Didn't eat, didn't shower, didn't sleep. Then sage Vashishta, the moment he said, knock, 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 who's there? Your Guru Maharaj, sage Vashishta. Immediately he opened. He dare not say, I am not interested. Why? Guru Maharaj. And what happened as a result? All doubts cleared, all confusions gone. Abidance in the self happened. In that one interaction. This is the greatness of surrendering to a master. See? But was Ramchandra ji surrendered to the Guru Maharaj, or was he committed to the truth? And because of his commitment to find the everlasting answer to the conundrum of life, the teacher came into his life. Correct? So he was committed to knowing. He was committed to finding a solution to this ephemeral life, this changing life, this finite life. And his commitment to that. So what should be our commitment? Not to this photograph of this Guru or that photograph of that Guru or that photograph. All that is okay. But our commitment should be to the abidance in the truth. And as a result of that abidance in the truth, the more intently, single-pointedly, faithfully we are committed to the truth, the right teachers will keep coming into your life. Or the right teacher will come into your life. Then don't doubt it, because you didn't ask the teacher to come. It happened. It's his will. Then you learn from that teacher, and what does the teacher do? He teaches you, he expands your vision to see that the truth is everywhere. That's all he does. That's what he did to Sri Ram. See? Listen to it. What I'm going to tell you, this is the most truthful and this is the secret, which not many people know. But I'm going to tell you so that you give up this stubbornness that you have to go, Sri Ram has to go back to the kingdom and I'll take your place and blah, blah, blah. He says, Lord Ram, he's saying here, oh, beautiful, Ramo Narayana Sakshad Brahmana Yachitah Pura Ravanasya vadharthaya jato dasharathatmajaha. Lord Ram is Lord Narayana, Lord Vishnu himself. Narayana Sakshad, he himself is Lord Narayana. Who? Sri Ram, your elder brother. Oh my God, my elder brother, Narayana, Vishnu. Then, in an earlier time, he had promised Lord Brahma to slay Ravana. And for that purpose, he has taken birth in the household of Dasharatha as his son. So, the cat is out of the cage. Now Bharat will stop. He is still thinking. He still wants Lord Ram. His commitment to Lord Ram is not going to become less. And see what solution he comes up with. But now he knows the truth why Sri Ram needs to go to the forest. He still doesn't know. We know. Why? Because we are human beings. He doesn't know what that Saraswati came and sat on his mother's tongue and Manthara's tongue, and she made her speak like that so that these boons were given and so that Ramchandraji goes. All that he doesn't know. And he doesn't need to know. Now he has come to know from the sage Vashishta that this is the secret of Sri Ram. Like that, one of my classmates, he invited me to his house. He is a multi-millionaire from investment, what do you call? Hedge funds and all that he has. So he met me in Delhi. He says, hey, come, I never know, you will be in this line and this and that. I said, take care. He came, picked me up, took me to his home. और घर में जाके his kids were, his elder kid was about 12, 13 years old. Younger one was 8, 9 years old. And we were chatting and all that. And then the kids, the elder one started asking some questions. So I asked. So in front of his parents, he's asking, Swamiji, is God everywhere? I said, yes. He said, is he inside me? I said, come here. He sat next to me. I said, he is always inside you. He alone is expressing, you are not there. And the father says, who's my classmate? He says, क्या बोला? मैंने कहा, only for his ears. You didn't ask that question. उसके बाद कभी नहीं बुलाया. उसके बाद नहीं बुलाया कभी. तो उसके लिए है भाई आंसर. See? तो बचपन में rather than tell the kids you have to become that, you have to become this, you have to achieve that, you have to achieve this, tell them you are divine. This is the responsibility of the parents. From childhood, keep our immediate example, our you see our Vidya Shankar's kids. Now they do the puja and he sits and chants. You take our Aarti and Daksha. As child, Daksha, she used to, one day, mother didn't know because she was growing up. She was maybe 7, 8 years old, 6, 7 years old. And she put Krishna's picture in a notebook and she said, and there she wrote, hello Daksha, I am your friend Krishna. From today we will have, you can ask me anything that you want to know. And next morning she was so excited. She got on her birthday, a notebook with Krishna asking her personally that you can ask me anything about life. And she came and after a few weeks, she told her mother, Mummy, birthday I got a present from Krishna. Okay, you can ask her whatever you want. What should I ask? You ask whatever is troubling you or whatever you want to do. And for many years, she used to ask the question and by morning, Aarti has given the answer. But she used to think Krishna is giving the answer. Her faith in Krishna became so strong. So find your own techniques. Still not too late. फालतू की किताबें पढ़ते रहते हैं. Ramayana going on and she is reading horror book. Okay, maybe love book. teenage love, mystery, fantasy. There, I'm telling you better fantasy. This is even greater. Not fantasy, this is fact. Anyway, so I'm giving you these examples. You understand, not to put those people in focus on the people, but from childhood we must inculcate the children to like I went to her place and I took the photo, her grandson, and I asked her to take photograph from my camera and then I sent it to her. She said, Swamiji, he is a future sannyasi. Because he's जो भी उनके मन में भाव था उस समय, मैंने कहा तथास्तु, खुश रहो, अगर होना होगा तो जरूर होगा. मैंने क्या लिखा था पता नहीं, आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर कैसे कुछ लिख दिया मैंने, पर वो भाव की बात है. कई लोग तो बच्चों को स्वामी के हाथ में देने से डरते हैं, वो डरते हैं. एंड यहाँ पे एक भाव आ रहा है कि स्वामी जी फ्यूचर सन्यासी. तो इसीलिए इन आवर कल्चर द चिल्ड्रन वेर नेम्ड with such names that it reminds you of the divine. And that child, अभी किसी का बच्चा हो, उसने अपने बच्चे का क्या नाम रखा? शिवांश. So nice name. हाँ जी, अब उसको हम बोलेंगे तो शिव. She used to come to study Sanskrit with me. Very young, year 12 she passed and she used to come to me. So her parents are coming with me to Kailash now. So I said, they I don't know who they are, man. So they अपने KP और वो विभा. So she used to come to study Sanskrit, and 6-7 months she did, and she got into medicine in Pune. So she went to study. They said, how they are into, we are Meenal's parents. I would not know who they are. But Meenal I remember. Immediate connection हो गया. मैंने कहा, how is she? Oh, she's become just mother. तो उसका नाम शिवांश रखा है उन्होंने. तो कितना सुंदर है. So he, in an earlier time, he had promised Lord Brahma to slay Ravan. So he had made a commitment, given a word to Lord Brahmaji, who had given Lord Narayana. Again, the question is, if I have given a promise, it has to work it out. No? When Ishvara himself is giving the commitment, then it has to happen. But they don't think that it should happen this way or it should happen that way. Once that commitment has come out, then allow the nature to bring about the conditions for it to fructify. The nature to fructify. योगमायापि सीतेति जाता जनकनन्दिनी शेषोऽपि लक्ष्मणो जातो राममन्वेति सर्वदा रावणं हनुकामास्ते गमिष्यन्ति न संशयः कैकेय्या वरदानादि सत्यनिष्ठुरभाषणं सर्वं देवकृतं नो चेद् एवं सा भाषयेत् कथं तस्मात्यजाग्रहं तात रामस्य विनिवर्तने. Similarly, his yoga maya, the delusionary power of the Lord, his potentiality, his shakti is Sita ji. His secret is being given to Bharatji. His yoga maya, his delusionary power of the Lord or the shakti, his cosmic infinite powers of creation has taken birth as the daughter of Janak Maharaj as Sita ji, Janaki. While the legendary Sheshnag, on whom the Lord Narayana reclines, or the Lord Vishnu reclines, he is your brother Lakshman. The 10-hooded serpent, or 1,000-hooded you should say, has manifested himself as Lakshman to follow him. He wants, or that is has to kill Ravana, so he shall go to the forest for sure. So Lakshmana has to kill whom? He has to kill Meghnath. Ravan has to kill Kumbhakaran and Ravan. Ram has to kill Kumbhakara and Ravan because he has made that commitment. 3 times the Jai Vijay are going to be put down, are going to take birth as the Asura because of the curse from the Sanat Kumaras. So first time they took birth as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Their Varaha avatar killed the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narsimha avatar, incarnation, half man, half lion. Then came the Ravan and Kumbhakaran. So now Ramchandraji is going to kill both of them. And then third time he will come as Duryodhana and Dantavakra. कम्स नहीं, दंतवक्र. कहीं पे कम्स बोलते हैं, कहीं पे दंतवक्र बोलते हैं, कहीं पे शिशुपाल बोलते हैं. So in this way, these 3 times, because they are cursed to come down as 3 times, because they said, go, you become asuras. So they pray to the Lord, ki, oh, forever, asura, after serving you for such a long time. We are your parshadas, we are your gatekeeper. He says, okay, I can only limit, I cannot remove the curse, but I will limit it to 3 times. So he limits it to 3 times. Kaikai's boons and other cruel deeds and words are the handiwork of gods, that is, were done by her at the inspiration of gods. Otherwise, how dare could she say such words? So, oh dear Bharata, you should leave your insistence on Ram's return to Ayodhya. Now, the penny drops for Bharatji. He sees a bigger game at play. When we come to a satsang, we see a bigger game at play rather than our nitty gritty tu मैं चलता रहता है. But when we come to the, we see a big picture. The same way, Bharatji was me, my brother. I will go to the forest. He will go to the kingdom. Otherwise, if he doesn't do because of my love to my brother, I will go on unshan, fast unto death. No. Now he comes to know the real reason behind the events that have transpired. So neither his mother is to be blamed, neither the father is to be blamed, neither he should feel guilty that I am born from my such a mother who wants me as the king and she used to love Ram so much. All those emotions, suddenly by these words of sage Vashishta, all the cobwebs are cleared. Suddenly a higher reason why all these events are happening. Sometimes in our life also we see why this has happened, why that has happened. आज ही किसी का email आया, SMS आया, Swami ji, my mother has stopped eating food and she is becoming very weak and this is that she can't even get up from the bed, she has got no strength. I said yes. Answer mera, yes, this happens. It will happen to you also one day. Then what do? Remind her, she is the spirit. And just accept, one day she has to go. Is she going to go now or not? We don't know. But this is going to happen to every one of us. Now, may not be with that exactly in that manner. But my mother, so I'm worried. If नहीं, उधर जाके सबको ज्ञान दे के आते हैं दूसरों को. जब अपनी when it comes to your own, then we become very emotional. How can I? How will it happen? How will that? How will this? So similarly, and that's why probably she said to me, she didn't go anywhere else. Whatever the thought of her mother was troubling her, she thought she will get a correct answer. He will not beat around the bush. He will put my mind in the correct direction. And after that, no SMS came, means it is correct. It hit its mark. So if more questions means अभी और काम बाकी है. देखो, same thing with Bharatji. I will do this, I will do that. Vashishta ji ने बता दिया, bigger picture आ गया. immediately सब शांत हो गया. Now no more condemnation, no more laying blame, no more feeling guilty, no more insisting that Ramchandra should come back. Because, why? Because why it is all happening has been revealed. We forget when we are so involved in our daily life, we forget that we are also going to die one day, man. And the moment you are reminded, अच्छा ऐसे है क्या? ठीक है, सब ठीक है. Then you stop insisting in anything. निवर्तस्व महासैन्यैः मातृभिः सहितः पुरं रावणं सकुलं हत्वा शीघ्रमेवागमिष्यति इति श्रुत्वा गुरोर्वाक्यं भरतो विस्मयान्वितः गत्वा समीपं रामस्य विस्मयोत्फुल्ललोचनः पादुके देहि राजेन्द्र राज्याय तव पूजिते तयो सेवां करोम्येव यावदागमनं तव. And sage Vashishta didn't stop there, and he then commanded him. First he told the secret, then he commanded him, and you must return back to Ayodhya with your mothers and the huge army. Sri Ram, after having killed Ravana, will come there soon. When is that soon? After 14 years. Because in those times, in Treta Yuga, the lifespans were much longer. 20, 40,000, 100,000 years was the lifespan of Dasharatha. They say that way. So Ramchandra ji going for 14 years out after I don't know how many years of living with Dasharath ji, he went only for 14 years away and came back and ruled again for 12,000 years. So how long his life was? Not 12 years, 12,000 years he ruled Ayodhya. So out of 12,000, 14 years is what? It's a drop in the ocean of the time, isn't it? So he says, Sri Ram, after having killed Ravana, would come here, come back to Ayodhya soon. So he's giving him a solace, he's giving an assurance that Ramchandra ji will come back. Don't worry. And when a sage of that stature says something, पत्थर की लकीर है, बोल दिया मतलब हो गया. So, and it's coming from his guru. Hearing these words of his guru, Bharat was extremely perplexed and astonished. What? My brother is Lord Narayana himself. My brother Lakshmana is Sheshnag. जैसे हम तुम्हें बोलते हैं, you are essentially you are Atma. What? I am Atma? नहीं स्वामी जी, मान के राजी नहीं हो. मजाक नहीं है. You can imagine our misery. बोल के ठोक के. पर इसी का मजा भी है. चल रही है लीला, चल रही है. See? सत्संग के लिए कोई बहाना तो चाहिए ना. Excuse. So perplexed and astonished, he went near Sri Ram. Iti shrutva gurorvakyam bharato vismayanvita. Vismaya again, perplexed, dumbfounded. Gatva samipam ramasya vismayot fullalochanaha. And he went close to Sri Ram and with wide-eyed, he's looking at my brother Narayana. Oh my God. He's looking with perplexed eyes. अगर कोई तुम्हारे को बोल दे कि your son is none other than Lord Shiva or Lord Rama himself, or that Siddha Mahatma has come. You know, many times in Buddhism, there's that family which comes to know that this is the future Dalai Lama, this is the future Panchen Lama, this is the future Rinpoche. Wow! What would they feel? Or आजकल के बच्चे, so many kids are coming, we see on YouTube, who are gifted from childhood. They are doing pravachan, or they are extraordinarily intelligent. They are scientists at 6 years old. They have studied everything. How? Puri Ramayana by hearted by 6 years old and giving lectures on Ramayana. You are astonished. When you are in front of that small kid, you won't know what to say, what not to say. This is exactly what happened. 12-year-old Jnaneshwar Maharaj and 1400-year-old Changdev Maharaj. 14 times he has done Kaya Kalp. He did not know. When he heard about Jnaneshwar Maharaj, he did not know. Should I say Pranam Swamiji? Or should I say, I give you blessings? He didn't know what his position was. So he sent him an empty paper. And that great master, the daughter, their sister, younger sister, she says, hey Dada, he is a empty paper. In a kora kagaz hai. Kora kagaz matlab? He has got no opinion about himself. He doesn't know. I think he is perplexed. The way Jnaneshwar Maharaj takes the paper and writes, I'm glad. I can see from this paper that you have sent that you have no opinion about me or you yourself. You are in confusion. Atma is the truth. And Atma, and then whole Sangdev Pasashti, 65 verses begin. फिर वो आता है मिलने के लिए. Please, he went near Sri Ram and said to Gatva Samipam Ramasya Vismayot Fullalochanaha Paduke Dehi Rajendra Rajaya Tava Pujite. See, all this happens in that moment of devotion, surrender. The moment he comes to know that his insistence and stubbornness that I am going to go on a fast unto death or all that stuff is not going to work, because he has come to know the bigger purpose of life. That Ramchandraji, his elder brother, is Lord Narayana himself, and he has come to kill Ravana. Now what is the way out? He cannot be the king. See how quickly the thoughts must be going through his mind. He is perplexed. Yet at the same time, his deep devotion to the brother is there. Now even more, because he is Lord Narayana. A newfound, a deeper devotion and surrender to the brother. Because he is Lord Narayana himself. Till now he didn't know that. And remember, in his heart of hearts, he doesn't want to be the king. And now the brother cannot be taken back to be the king. So what do I do? What does he say? Paduke Dehi Rajendra. O king, give me your padukas. Rajaya Tava Pujite. And I will pray to them. I will establish them on the throne, and the whole country will pray to them. And your padukas will guide the country. See how beautiful. O great king, please give me your sandals which are adored by the world for the purpose of administration of the kingdom. Why the world? Because now he has come to know he is Narayana, Ishvara himself. While you are, for the 14 years that you are away, tayo sevam karomyeva yavada gamanam tava. Till the time you come back, I shall keep on serving them on your behalf. I don't know if it shows afterwards, that I will keep serving them by keeping them on the throne. Instead, they are the ideal, they are their representation, and I will be a servant of those padukas, and in their name I will run the kingdom, only for you to come back after 14 years and taking it over. So what you should do? What do you learn from it? Adhyatma. Always
see the bigger picture.
Yes. place the paduka in your heart. Ayodhya is your mind, kingdom is your body, and let the kingdom be run in by you being the servant of the Lord, meaning there is a greater power which is making the eyes blink, the breath come and go, the mouth speak, the body grow, etc. Everything is happening because of some higher power. So Bharatji, even though he is equally great, but he is saying, your paduka, the ideals that you represent, because now it is Lord Narayana. Let the padukas of Lord Narayana. He is not telling the people. Only Sage Vasishta knows and he knows. The other ministers don't know. That let your padukas guide me. Let your padukas guide the kingdom in the right direction. That is why we have photographs, Shivlingas and pictures of saints and sages in our altar, so that they guide us. Isn't it? No, you don't keep them in the, acha, tum yahan pe ho, acha, I am greater because I am doing a puja. That is not the feeling. The feeling is that every morning we light the lamp, may you guide my day. May you be the light who shows me the path during the day. For what? Not to get involved in the world. So while this equipment is involved in the world, let me be committed to you. Let me be surrendered to you. So while I take care of the kingdom, I am taking care of the kingdom guided by the padukas, and those padukas represent the ideals which Lord Ram or Sri Narayana represent. Can we bring that disposition within our heart? Then it is good. This should be the feeling every time we go to the altar. This should be the feeling even if we are in satsang or whatever we are doing in our life. Because Bharat is not going to just, Acha, now I have to wait till Paduka tells me something. He's not going to wait like that. What has to be done has to be done. The administration has to be done, the accounts have to be done, the roads have to be built, the sarais have to be built, the business of the country has to go on. But under the guidance of the padukas. So, is the business of this body, mind and intellect taking place under the guidance of the higher ideals? Or is it under the desire of ego? This is the lesson here. So is our life functioning under the desires of the ego or under the guidance of the higher ideals? So always satsang reminds you of the higher ideals. Daily interaction with Bhagavad Gita, it reminds you of the higher ideals. Chanting of Guru Sat Charitra, Sai Charitra, whatever, something or the other, or Hanuman Chalisa, Durga Saptashati, whatever something, not mechanically, with involvement. It guides you of the higher, and from that point you live your life again and again. Keep attempting to live from the higher perspective. In living from that higher perspective, sometimes you will feel things are not going the way they are supposed to go. Maybe that is the purification that is required. You understand? So don't fight it. If that difficulty has come, it will go away also by His grace. How it will go, it's not your problem because you didn't create it. It is Him. ये अलग तरीके का सोचना है ये. पर उसके लिए हमारी our commitment to the higher, continuously challenging ourselves to look from the eagle's point of view or the Lord's point of view, and how will that happen? Only when we are committed to the Lord, continuously taking His name. Our mind is absorbed in His ideals and remembrance. Understand? Sundar. I shall keep serving them on your behalf. The question which arises here is, if sage Vashishta knew the real reason for Sri Ram's exile and that no hindrance must be put in it, why couldn't he explain the position to Bharat at Ayodhya itself and stop him from taking all the trouble of going to Chitrakoot? Valid question. In my view, the commentator is saying, in my view, the possible reasons are these. First, he wanted to establish the innocence of Bharat in the eyes of the people of the kingdom as well as other sages and seers. Because Kaushalya Mata may understand that he has got no part in the whole situation. Sage Vashishta knows that Bharat has got no part in the whole situation. He is not party to the whole thing. Who will tell other ministers? Who will tell the public, the people of the Ayodhya? Who will tell them? Only actions can prove it. So he allows this to happen. And second, he wished to wait till the time he got specific instruction from Lord himself. So Sage Vashishta, who knows Sri Ram is the Lord, yet he became the teacher of Sri Ram. But outside he will show he is the Guru, but inside he is a devotee of Lord Narayana. Same thing Sandipani also, teacher of Sri Krishna. See. Same thing Sage Bhardwaj also, just last class we met Bhardwaj, or 2 classes before when Ramchandraji went there. See. So they know, but things have to, what we see in this, let the things unfold. Don't make your decision like Bharat. If you're not coming, I'm going to sit here. This is like obstinacy, Allow the things to unfold. Third, being wisest among the wise ones, he was aware of the dictum that one should not open one's mouth unless the opportune time comes. Everything has not to be told everything, every time, to everyone. Like I told that child in the ear that yes, you and Ishvara are not separate. The father asked, what did you say? I said, not for your ears. It was not his question. The bhav with which this boy was asking, that bhav was not with the father or mother. Why should I tell them? And if I tell in front of them, then they will argue with me. And I told the kid, this is only for you. It's not for public information. See? So he wished to wait till the time he got specific instructions from the... So third one was that being wise, he knew when to open his mouth, when to reveal what is meant to be revealed. So we should not reveal everything. Information aa gayi, phatak duniya ko bata do. Not like that. Fourth, had he prevented Bharat from proceeding to Chitrakoot, many eyebrows would have been raised on his own Vashishta's bona fide and integrity. If Bharat wanted to go to Chitrakoot to bring Sri Ramchandraji back, and then at that time, before he left in the morning, Sage Vashishta told him, "Arey, he is Lord Narayana, let him do his job." And Bharat had stopped. "Acha, nahi jate, aapne bola hai, nahi jate." Now, for all those who don't know the secret, for them, Bharat is the enemy and Sage Vashishta is the enemy. That they are the obstacles. They are both hands in glove who don't want Ramchandra to come back. See? Because how public functions, their mind it's all group mentality. Fifth, Sri Ram's sandals would not have been brought and put on the throne so as to prevent any covert attempt to usurp power by Bharat or anyone else in due course of time, when the initial emotion subsided and greed and dazzle of kinghood might have incited them to do the unthinkable. Truth is, in life, when we are in the presence of gold, wealth, money, power, control, we become susceptible to it. Power begets more power. Wealth begets more wealth. You want more. एक बार चस्का आ गया, अपना केजरीवाल, एक बार चस्का आ गया तो you don't want to leave the throne. Dhritarashtra did not want to leave the throne because now I'm the king, I want to remain as the king. He sacrificed his whole family, all his sons, just to remain on the throne. Think what a big greed was guiding him. So sage Vashishta understands the human mind. So if he knows what is going to happen in the future, he allowed the padukas to come so that Bharat is genuinely functioning for. And once the padukas have come, or if padukas had not come and Bharat ji, बाद में भरत का मन अगर चेंज हो जाता तो कि अब तो मैं now I am the king, let me continue to be king. Whoever comes in my way, I will finish them off. That's what all Mughal leaders, all of them killed their brothers and uncles and everything. Why? So that they are the soul. What did our MBS do? Saudi Arabia. He killed all the potential brothers and uncles who could lay their right to be the next ruler of Saudi Arabia. He killed all of them. One by one, all gone. Now he is the alone. There is no competition now. There is no one to challenge him. What happened to the king of Nepal? Same thing. Killed everyone. This is how it is. But once, if so that this does not happen and publicly the padukas of Ramchandraji are brought, it will be a different. Then the caretaker king or the caretaker person also knows his place. He is not going to be sick. He will not become lusty for power because he is working for the padukas. So with that thinking, this could be the fifth reason. See how we have never thought of these reasons. इत्युक्त्वा पादुके दिव्ये योजयामास पादयोः रामस्य ते ददौ रामो भरतायाति भक्तितः गृहीत्वा पादुके दिव्ये भरतो रत्नभूषिते रामं पुनः परिक्रम्य प्रणनाम पुनः पुनः. See, the previous thought brings what the Adhyatma Ramayana says. Initially, when the emotions in the emotion of it, he did. But once the emotions have died down, then practicality comes. But I am taking care of the kingdom. I took care of the kingdom for 14 years. I have been the king, so I should continue to be the king. And remove every obstacle in between. See? This is what happens in families also. I had given you this example before. I will give again. One so-called queen of in Maharashtra somewhere, and she came. The sons used to go to visit her every year. Both the sons have two kids. So 8 people, tickets have to be bought, money has to be spent, gone. And who is this queen? Who has got 11 cars, about 30-40 staff, about 11-12 rooms, palace, and she is living a royal life. Money is there from the fields and this and that, and she's and she takes care of so many people, gives them employment, etc., etc. And these kids, she was getting old. She was in her late 60s, and one day the son said that, please, it's too expensive for us to come again and again. Why don't you come and stay here? You are not able to take care of the whole thing. And love for my children, my children. She sold everything, handed it over to her children, both sons. And she says, okay. And they said, 6 months you live with me, 6 months you live with her. Within 1 year, she was in a nursing home. And they didn't even go to visit her. We used to go. Because one who has never picked up a glass from the table and taken to the kitchen, in Australia, you are living with that family, you are used to that. So you put the glass there, you leave it there, someone will take it. Because that's the lifestyle you have lived all your life. She's a queen. And daughter-in-law, we have to work behind her. She makes mess everywhere she goes and this and that. Those disorganized people are different. But she has never experienced doing anything on her own. After 6 months, first 6 months, she was with the elder sons, the elder daughter-in-law. Exactly on the last day, she says, hand over to the next one. The next one, within 3 months, she put her in the nursing home. She said, I cannot handle. And she died in the nursing home. They didn't even go to visit her because they got the money. ऐसे होता है greed. But from other point of view, her foolishness. Keep the bloody boys hanging till the last moment. You take care of me, only when I die you will get everything. They will be at your every beck and call, they will come. If they have to take 10 times the flight, they will come because they are going to get millions of dollars afterwards. Never give your money away to anyone. Let it go to anyone after you die. Who cares? You don't know. How does it matter? या तो बिल बना दो. पर जीते जागते अपने बच्चों को कभी मत देना. In English, while living, you don't give it to your children. You can help here and there, but not give it completely, thinking that they will take care. They are committed to their life. They are not committed to you. We read this, na? Saying this, Bharat made him wear a pair of divine, magnificent and radiant sandals that he had taken with him from Ayodhya. After symbolically wearing them as a token and seeing Bharat's great devotion and sincerity, Sri Ram took them off and returned them to him. See? Now see the beauty here. Neither Bharatji said, I want your sandals. Neither Ram said, take these sandals. But the transaction was complete. He had brought the sandals thinking that my brother is going to be walking barefoot. So he brought the sandals and Ramchandraji gave him the sandals after wearing them. Sri Ram took them off and returned them to him. Bharat took those gem-studded divine and magnificent sandals, circumambulated Sri Ram and repeatedly bowed before him. He did that before also, but even with more fervor now, because he knows that he is Lord Narayana himself. This verse 50-51 answers the query as to how come Sri Ram managed to give the sandals to Bharat when he was supposed to walk barefoot like hermit on the ground. That was the commitment that he had taken. Bark clothes, jata and bare feet. All of them were walking barefoot. He was indeed barefoot. The sandals were offered on the spot by Bharat and given back to him by Ramchandraji. The next question which arises is, were the sandals brought from Ayodhya specially for this purpose? Well, the plausible answer is that since sage Vasishtha knew in advance what was to happen at Chitrakoot, being all-knowing, he must have come fully prepared. Nikalo bhi box hai. Come fully prepared. Further, Bharat must have brought these sandals in preparation for Sri Ram's crowning as king in the forest, for then he must need some footwear to suit his stature. In fact, somewhere it comes that he brought the complete dress, the crown, everything he had brought, but only the sandals were given. We'll conclude. Jada ho gaya time. You didn't tell me. I'm going and going and going on. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.